Okay, Some Sexy Songs, Drake and Party Next Door. This album came out yesterday, and as of I'm recording this video, I've listened to this album 3 times, which is kind of a lot. I've let this album sink in a lot over the past 24 hours, and I just want to give my first thoughts on the album. Okay, this is Drake's first comeback album since the beef with Kendrick, and I'm not gonna lie, he kind of fell short a little bit, but I'd still say that there's some moments that I enjoy. First up, CN Tower. I thought this was a great intro. Just Drake and Party Next Door, like really going back and forth, and like all the parts where they're like, the CN Tower's red tonight or the CN Tower's green. I thought this was a strong intro and really reminded me of some of that like peak old Drake. But then I'm sad to say that he does not keep this up. Songs like Mothballs, Something About You, and especially Spider-Man, Superman just have cringe lyrics, and I'm also noticing like a lack of effort. Like it seems like he's just not even trying. Like it just seems like he just went in and just like freestyled like half these songs. And then but later on we get songs like Pimmy's Dilemma, Die Trying, Give Me a Hug, and Nokia. And these are some bangers, but besides that, I'd say that the rest of the album is just like really bloated. I would have chopped this down like 10 songs. Next up we have problems like Meet Your Padre, where the lyrics are just cringe and just like we do not want to hear Drake rap in Spanish. He's done this like 3 times and it just never sounds good. Next up on Give Me a Hug, like this is like, it's like a really good song. The problem is the lyrics are just so cringe. He's talking about how he goes to like strip clubs and asks the strippers to give him a hug. Like it's just so weird. Next up, like on Spider-Man, Superman, he's talking about how girls see him as like a superhero and that he needs to save them. Just such like a weird way to talk about yourself. And then next up on Give Me a Hug, he mentions the Kendrick beef, and I would just say that this is a weak way to say it. He's like, I don't care about the beef, I just want to make music that dances, and then just continues to make a 20-song album that is just fucking boring the whole way through, and there's like a couple good songs. Next up, I'd say one of the biggest problems is how Drake just tries to run the show. There's 4 songs on this that are only Drake, and Party Next Door is not even on, and many of the songs that they're both on, Party Next Door is like barely on, which I think just makes it way worse, because I think the album worked way better like when they're actually working together. Next up, I'd say the biggest problem is just how similar some of these songs sound together. Like some of these songs, like I didn't even realize they mixed because of just how similar they sounded. And then I'd say another biggest problem is just how weak this album ends, especially with songs like Glorious, where Ice Spice comes in and Drake starts trying to rap like Ice Spice and Central C, and this is just so cringe seeing Drake try to hop on trends. I think it worked on For All the Dogs when he tried the rage sound, and I actually thought it sounded like pretty good, but this is just not it. I want that If You're Reading This Is Too Late, Nothing Was the Same, Take Care Drake. This is not the Drake I want. And finally, I'd say one of the biggest problems in Over is just this was his first chance to come back since the beef. He could have proved everyone wrong, but instead it just seems like he proved everyone right on that he just is continuing to make boring music where he's just not trying like at all. Overall, in my final conclusion, I'd say I'd give this album a solid 6.5 out of 10. I just wish there was more I could get out of this album. It's just so boring. But besides that, I'd still think Drake could come back if his next solo album is still like a really good album. I think he can still come back. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more. We just hit 14 subscribers. And please go check out Fancy Dino on YouTube. Bye.